Alright, here we go. This is a custom 3v3 on Duel between the green team in the upper left. It is WolfCuB in the Shark Neo, OmegaMan in the Medic Osprey. Man, skin names elude me now. And carlosdias in the Standard Bomber. And the blue team in the bottom right, it is going to be Fat Man in, I feel like that's a name change, but Fat Man in the Black Ops Striker, hawk485 in the Medic Osprey, and Makeshift in the Classic Helix, I think, or the Super Awesome Helix? I forget. Let me see. The Super, damn it, Ultimate Helix? Whatever. I forget exactly what the name is. But immediately we do see harass. Obviously, it's a 3v3, so someone's going to harass. By the way, guys, I haven't cast a 3v3 in a really long time. They tend to be really hard to follow. So what I will do is my best to be able to figure out what the hell is going on in this game. But yes, as a 3v3 and how neutrals don't change on the map, both teams are really grabbing outposts really fast relative to a 2v2. Both teams almost have both outposts on their side, or sorry, all three outposts on their side completely neutralized. And now WolfCuB dropping a stealth Bucky for that eventual neutralization on that bottom right outpost. But yeah, blue team slightly ahead, green team still trying to grab that left side, whereas blue team actually has a very decent unit presence at mid. And green team obviously way behind on the mid fight, just bringing some units here at the top. But I don't know how well they will actually be able to hold this off. This distract right here might actually be able to do something eventually. Once they get neutralized, the blue team will very unlikely notice, especially considering how hectic a 3v3 is. And if someone on the green team can go and swoop it and take it under the control, that might actually be a huge turn in the game for the green team. But the blue team grabbing the middle outpost under the control right now, 28 to 43. And it does look like WolfCuB is trying to go with a couple of creeps, or no, sorry, jumpers, where only one of the infantry were knocked down, so this delay is pretty large, so WolfCuB forced to abandon his units over there, and tons of units getting dropped down for the blue team. I would suspect that one or two are going to be left here, but actually Hawk does grab the Gemini. But at the same time, oh man, I didn't even realize that the green team has been able to neutralize this outpost. They have been able to take it under control, and all three green players are here against all three blue players, so there are a lot of firing back and forth. I do feel like we're about to see a mech death of some sort, but the blue team not able to get this outpost re-neutralized, and the green team has actually been able to take control of this bottom outpost here. And right now it is 38 to 54. The green team's actually ahead in outpost control. 92 max upkeep versus the blue team 76, and we do we will likely see something something happening right now in the middle outpost. The blue team, sensing that they are going to start falling behind, is going to push that forward outpost of the green team, but such a heavy defense for the green team down at this bottom outpost. The blue team now going to start an artillery war, putting our Archie up. Actually, they are not pushing the forward. They are pushing straight to fort. This will be a little bit difficult for green team to defend. Oh no, I was going to say because they don't really have anything here, but we do have already 4 tanks in defensive position. No switch to capture command for the blue team. They're going straight all in for the middle. Well, all in is probably a weird way to put it, but straight all into the fort. Not too much repositioning. Hawk is doing it whatever he can, but there's only one mech against 2 over here defending, and Carlos with probably bombs and napalm bombs to that is going to be able to kill these units fairly quickly, I would assume. Fat Man going to be supplementing with a little bit of Gemini Micro. They could switch back to this outpost, but now the green team is counter pushing right, probably to mid. The green team, okay, the blue team taking it under the control. Will they be able to hold it? It is 2 mechs versus 3. This is a lot of fire going down on the blue team, but blue team has a significant unit presence, forcing the green team away from this area, but now they are going to continue. Oh man, I didn't even realize this. So during this time, see, this is what I'm saying, guys. 3v3 is hard to follow, so much action going on, but these 4 archers pounding away, killing tons of these green units, so this is actually a very thinned out front line of battle. And Hawk now trying to defend against, who was that? That was player number, oh god, I don't even know. But this outpost got neutralized. This outpost under blue team's control. Lots of action all over the freaking map. And Makeshift going to try to kill whatever he can with his Helix missiles being fired back on and being bombed down. Will probably get finished off here, and no, able to survive. OmegaMan not able to finish on the ground as the Osprey. Very difficult, I guess, but he was at a sliver of health. That was very crazy, but carlosdias now going to neutralize that with jumpers. And blue team has actually been able to grab control of the left side outpost and has been able to neutralize this top outpost with Gemini. Hawk coming with a couple Sams. Will he be able to gain control? Yes, but he abandons it completely, grabbing those Geminis, so the tanks that are left over there will knock that right back down to neutral. And the blue team now desperately trying to defend against this attack from the green team. The green team kind of sort of going all in, or at least like using all the units they have down here at the bottom. But they're not really doing much fort damage. They have them set to hold position, which is going to lose spectacularly against this overwhelming amount of blue units. WolfCuB going to try to get this right outpost, and he does get neutralized 4 jumpers in, so he will be able to get this outpost under his control, but will he be able to hold it? No, tons of tanks. Look at that. That will be neutral pretty quick, I would think, unless WolfCuB has a ton of units in his build queue that he can actually drop down. But no, that is too many Gemini and even a Buster to boot. Even though with the Neo Fire or the Neo Stasis, I highly doubt he'll be able to defend against this. And at the same time, it does look like Fat Man assaulting this left side. Neutralized outpost for the green team. WolfCuB trying to escape with just his life and does get back to that forward outpost. But at this time, does look like carlosdias is having a difficult time, fending off this attack by the blue team. And at this point, I think the blue team is ahead in unit, or not unit control, but outpost control. Although they are way behind in upkeep, they are way ahead. Well, way ahead is a weird way to put it, but hey, man, one outpost is pretty far ahead, especially in a high-tier game in AirMech. OmegaMan able to get this neutralization, and now the game is settling a little bit, I think. Weirdly enough, with this strange, outpost spread, this map control spread, this is really strange. But blue team trying to get this outpost neutralized, and probably will be able to do so. There is so much unit shifting going on, neutralizing outposts left and right, using just unit micro, or at least unit ferrying, basically leaving units to neutralize while the mech does something else. And with 6 mechs on the field, a lot can happen in a very short amount of time. Green team pretty much has control of this middle outpost, and it does look like blue team is not really going to be able to do much about that. They are way behind in units, and they have them all spread out like crazy. If they push in maybe exactly now and focus down that post, they might be able to get something done. Neutralizing this outpost, sure, but the green team's going to be able to get that right back under control, as they have a lot of unit presence and enough defense to prevent the blue team from dropping anything there. WolfCuB grabbing the box. There's been so much action. There's so many boxes down the field that taking the time to grab them before now, when the game's kind of settled, has not really been worth it. OmegaMan maintaining the front line as that Osprey, even dropping a honeypot, dropping the overshield like crazy, so there is very little that the blue team's going to be able to do at this point. But WolfCuB getting smashed by that Striker. Blaster Guardian Striker, and I would assume with a few missiles as well, because they are already at level 9. Yes, level 3 missiles, that is insane. Just afterburners and missiles that Fat Man has gone into. But OmegaMan easily holding that front line with tons of Goliaths. Oh, but gets himself killed. Fat Man, that Blaster Guardian Striker is so strong, and without the Osprey on the field, it's going to be very difficult for a Neo to maintain this front line. carlosdias coming back to the field, dropping a honeypot at the front line. But yeah, the blue team putting so much pressure, and all that fire. Oh, but Makeshift getting killed by that ultimate Goliath. A little bit too far forward in front of his units there. 66 to 85 in terms of upkeep in favor of the green team, so it's not completely one-sided landslide. And it's funny because the green team is way ahead, but they are really struggling in this mid-fight right now. This game took a while to settle. I don't know if I've ever seen, well, I don't know if I've seen one take that long in the current state of the game, in current meta balance patches recent months. So yeah, that was very action-packed. Both teams really going for it, being extremely aggressive. Blue team taking a little bit of damage right now from a Longhorn, but going to get easily handled by a single gangster drop by Fat Man. Ridiculous name, by the way. I feel like that's a name change, but if it's not, curses Fat Man for making me say that over and over again. At least you're not Farts Man. So OmegaMan back on the field, maintaining the front line once again. T99 is leading the way, interestingly enough, instead of Goliath, but I guess it makes sense because they have that range, so it will force the blue team to pull back just a little bit more. The blue team also does have an Osprey in Hawk, but Hawk really not here to do the same job as OmegaMan was doing. But Fat Man going to be able to distract these. I don't think these were set on capture, but Carlos is actually going to get killed first, I think. Okay, struggling to get away here. But with that Blaster Guardian Striker, so much damage being poured down! And, oh my god, he got killed by the Gorgon in passing! The Gorgon, oh no, which Gorgon killed him? I guess this one over here. Wow, Gorgons have insane range, I guess. Alright. What is happening now? Oh, I missed another kill by Fat Man just looking around the map. But yeah, Fat Man with that 4 Blaster Guardian Striker is a lot for any mech to handle, especially Fat Man is at level 11. That's 2 levels ahead of anyone else on the field, except unless, no, WolfCuB is also at level 9, just respawning now. So, a lot more damage being dealt by Fat Man, not just because of the Blaster Guardians, but also because of the level advantage. And as the more kills he gets, the more experience he gets, and you know, it's a huge reward, and he will do even more and more damage. He'll get even further and further ahead in that sense. But WolfCuB dropping more stealth buckies. WolfCuB also getting finished off by Fat Man. That burst of damage by the level 4 missiles, and actually an Ultimate Goliath. Or, you know, Gothic Goliath, actually. Gonna get this neutralization here. These Buckies gonna get this neutralization here. Lots of pressure being put down by both teams at the mid-fight, so we shall see who can actually take this. Wow. Okay, so Makeshift now coming back with creeps. Just creeps, but it's okay as long as he gets it. Carlosdias now coming with a couple of random things, a couple of ages, whatever he can, whatever he grabbed, but it's a little bit too late. Goalie, gangster like crazy. There is not really much that carlosdias can do right now to neutralize that outpost, and the Buckies were spotted by the blue team, but the green team is now choosing to push forward. A couple of Goliaths and OmegaMan healing it up, but OmegaMan really low on health himself. Will he be able to get away here? Very, very low. Does Q heal, but still stays out there and gets once again finished off, this time by a Gorgon, but Fat Man doing a lot of damage. Makeshift might want to use these and you know, take the green team's attention away from this fight, because the green team is pushing up and pushing up very aggressively, and they definitely have I was gonna say they definitely have the advantage, but I don't know, it's very, very close here. Hawk healing stuff up is gonna be able to keep stuff alive pretty easily, and so it's 2v1 on 2 different fronts right now. Makeshift holding the line over here, where the green team is now trying to you know, edge a little bit forward, but now the green team has lost a fair amount of units over here, but so has the blue team. This game is nuts. There is so much action. This is actually an insane game right now, and Makeshift probably gonna, you know, not really have much of a problem dealing with this small push of units, but he needs to keep the outpost from being neutralized, and with carlosdias whirlwinding, he might not be able to get that done, and it does get neutralized, so it'll be very difficult for the blue team to maintain control of this, since it's all the way on the other side of the map. Somebody has to come now with some creeps, otherwise the green team will just slowly, like carlosdias, as that Osprey's just gonna bomb. Makeshift getting finished off by carlosdias in the air, and OmegaMan now with a single goalie healing it up will be able to get this entire area cleared. 90 to 37, so the green team is way behind at this point. They lost so many units at the mid, and now the blue team has decided to push up, but they are going to stop. Putting Berthas here, they are way ahead. They can just push, they can just steamroll through this forward. Okay, that's what they are doing, dropping the Berthas, so the green team does have to pull back. The green team also behind in fort health, also has a lunchbox down on the field, so the green team has a lot of work to do to catch up to the blue team if they want some hope of you know, making a comeback in this game. An attempt at cheese by carlosdias, quickly thwarted by Makeshift right there, and WolfCuB just trying to figure out anything that he can do, but so low on health and getting smashed by those striker missiles. Dang, that is so much damage. Fat Man level 15, 3 levels ahead of his teammates and 5 levels ahead of the green team. Literally 150%, you know, 50% more level, more experience than the green team right now. That is craziness. Fat Man at 16, getting kill after kill after kill. I wonder if we can, well, I don't think we can see those numbers anymore, but that would be very, I'm gonna check to see the end screen, but it does look like the blue team is going to finish this off, going from post to post to post with their 100 units out on the, or unit upkeep out on the field, 26 to 52 unit in terms of numbers. So the blue team has basically double the unit count that the green team has, and basically almost triple the upkeep count. All those goalies is crazy. So OmegaMan trying to do something, last-ditch effort to make some sort of a comeback in this game. Going to try to get that bottom left outpost neutralized, but being responded to by Makeshift right now. So really won't get anywhere. And Hawk is also here with a couple of brutes. Makeshift body blocking, so OmegaMan coming back with the SAMs, but it is not going to be able to really get anything done. He's probably better off doing a fort drop. But the blue team now pushing up on the green team fort, and this is going to be it. There is nothing that the green team can do. Tried to put a couple of heavy mines down, but the blue team, well, I don't even know how I can analyze that. It was kind of which team could react better in this frantic game. There was so much going on. There were so many drops, neutralizations, kills everywhere. Okay, so Fat Man had 10 AirMech kills. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Next was Makeshift with 2, which is insane. So, yeah. There was just so much going on in this game. It was pretty much there, and because I highly doubt, each of these teams had like a game plan going in. They just kind of played. That's what custom games are kind of about. So when it is that scenario, it really comes down to your instincts in the game and the overall team dynamic and their kind of average ability to assess the situation at any given moment. And it just so happens that the blue team came out ahead. This time they did a little bit more minimap watching, catching a few of those WolfCuB sneaky Bucky drops, and OmegaMan was holding the line very well there at the mid. But that weird push-up, I guess I have to see that and just concentrate on that mid, on that creep up that they did, because they lost a lot of their units, and that's kind of the time that the game swung completely in favor of the blue team. But it's hard to say because my camera was all over the map because of how much was happening, because it was a 3v3. 3v3s get so hectic in AirMech, and honestly, I think Duel is even a small map for 3v3, personally. There's a lot of differing opinions there, and, everyone's entitled to them, but my personal opinion is I prefer larger maps for 3v3, with more outposts. I don't really know how to emphasize that properly. A lot of people, like the maps that I've made, say that there's too many outposts, but I disagree. I think it's just because AirMech in general has had a set amount, 9 outposts max on a map. It's because I'm not really going to try to argue that right now, but it's just something that I feel we need to shift in AirMech. If there were more posts, especially for 3v3, more posts, more locations that there can be a front line of battle, more avenues of approach would be my preferred way. I think it's probably not a secret that that a lot of people think that we need more maps, different maps, more dynamic maps, stuff like that. But I don't know. At this point, AirMech is, I don't know, year 6 or 7 of its development, and I have no idea where it's gonna go from here. Honestly, we haven't had a patch in a while. Kind of sucks, but I mean, it'll come eventually. James will come around and will say something like, I don't know, that was a failed attempt at imitating James. They'll just patch. It'll most likely be Ken. Anyway, guys, I think this rant has gone on long enough. Send in your replays, and if you're interested in helping me check them, let me know. This is RUI, and that is Game. See you next time.